What's up, Seahawks, and welcome back to Seahawk Central Sports. Today we've got track and field and baseball to recap, along with an interview with UNCW men's tennis player Reece Falck. Let's hop right in with Trey.
Thanks, Davis. Moving over to baseball, we had some rain delays this weekend, but the boys still had a doubleheader at Elon on Sunday. Sadly, Game 1 didn't go our way. Despite Dylan LaFerry's run in the first inning, Elon won 3-1. However, Game 2 was much more exciting. Both teams were playing well, and the Seahawks were down 5-4 going into the 8th. A 3-run surge put the Seahawks up 7-5, and the game ended with a Seahawk victory 7-6. Alec DiMartino and Tabor Mongero both had 3 hits in the Seahawks win. After this weekend, the Seahawks are 19-11 overall and 10-4 in conference play. Now over to Davis with track and field.
Thanks, Trey. Our women's track and field team battled the Duke Blue Devils and many more teams at the Duke Invitational Meet. UNCW's Courtney Lyons finished 17th in the women's high jump, and Rebecca Smith finished 23rd. Jordan Robbins placed 2nd in the women's javelin with a best throw of 37.76 meters. Elise Hall finished 9th in the pole vault, and Bailey Tart finished behind her in 19th. Make sure to keep up with our men's and women's track and field teams this upcoming weekend at the UMO Invitational in Mount Olive. Now, on to Joy with tennis.
Thanks, Davis. What's up, Seahawks? I'm Joy Shaver, and today I'm accompanied by one of the players from the men's tennis team, Reece Falck. He's a junior here at UNCW, majoring in psychology and a force to be reckoned with on the court. Last year alone, he was a member of the 2022 CAA championship team and part of the NCAA regional squad. He made the first team All-CAA in singles and as well as the second team All-CAA in doubles with Davide Innocenti. This year, Falck has continued to be a strong force on the court and has aided in the men's tennis team's 7-match and counting streak this spring. So, Reece, let's start off by getting a little insight into your background. You were born in South Africa, grew up playing tennis in New Zealand, and now are playing Division I tennis at UNCW. How did you end up here?
Yeah, so actually I'm also a transfer student from Fresno State. Basically how the recruiting process was for me, once I knew I had to transfer from there, is I just jumped on the portal. A bunch of schools reached out to me, and I got in contact with UNCW, and I liked what they had to offer, so yeah, here I am.
So what were some of those factors that stuck out to you about UNCW?
I think the overall quality of the tennis team. I knew they were good, and I knew that I could come here and it was a place where I could improve. I knew it was a good city. Wilmington's a nice place to be, and I knew I would enjoy my college years here.
No, that makes total sense. So how is that transition coming from New Zealand to the States? Did that affect your playing at all?
I don't think I would say that it affected my playing. I mean, obviously it's a little bit difficult coming halfway across the world and having to be away from home and stuff, but fortunately for me, that is something that I had to deal with all my high school years. I was always away, always overseas, so I was pretty used to it by now.
No, that makes sense. So what has been your main source of motivation over these past couple of years that has driven you to be able to compete at a collegiate level?
I mean, for me, I just want to be the best player that I can be, so that's pretty much all the motivation I need. Just come out there and try to get a little bit better every day and see how far I can take it.
Right, so what's been a challenge that you've had to face that has made you an even better player in your tennis career?
I think learning to be adaptable. I've always been on the road or far from home a lot, and especially when I'm here, I'm away from home, I'm away from family. So just being adaptable has made me, I think, overall better player and better person. So, yeah.
So what would you say has helped you become more adaptable? What are factors that play into that? Just
having to always be not always thinking that something's going to go the way that you think it's going to go. I mean, I don't know. I never really know what to expect when I come here or come to the States or be away from home. So just having to roll with the punches kind of mentality and see how I can fit in and see what I can do to help improve myself and my team as well.
Right, and so clearly that's been paying off. Last year alone, during the 2022 season, you guys went and competed at the CAA championship, and you guys took home the gold, got some ring bling. And this year's stats have shown that this year has been just as successful as last year, leading that there should be a potential win at CAAs this year. You guys have had 7 wins in a row, which is pretty impressive this spring season. So what factors do you think are coming into play with your team, within yourself, that is bringing this consistency in bringing home a win?
Yeah, I think if you look at the team from last year and this year, we're very similar, only missing maybe one person, and we've added another person that's had a really good impact on the team. And but yeah, I think just knowing that every time we go out there, we can rely on one another to get the job done. Maybe if someone's having a bad day, we know that someone else on a different court is going to be able to step up and pull through for us. Right,
that's awesome having that team support there. Yeah. So you're a junior.
Yeah.
You've already had a taste of that CAA championship. Again, the ring bling. You guys won last year. With that knowledge that you guys are able to win the CAA championship, how does that affect you mentally and physically?
I mean, mentally, we've been there. A bunch of the guys have been there and tasted what winning a conference feels like, and it's a really good feeling. So just making sure that the problem with that is knowing that there's a target on our back now. You know, we go out there with a team to beat, so every team we face is going to come out there and try their best and play hard. So knowing that mentally and just being ready for that, and physically, we just got to make sure that we're healthy and in our best shape to compete at our highest level.
Right. So what do you think will be the biggest challenge you're going to face while competing at the CAAs?
I think just knowing that no teams are going to, just that we're the team to beat. Every team's going to come out there and really want to beat us because we're defending champs. We've won 2 years in a row, I think, as well. So, I mean, if anyone beats us, that's going to be really sweet victory for them. So they're going to try really hard and do anything they can to try get themselves over the line.
So do you have any tricks or habits that you try to do to keep yourself in a positive mental state with having that target on your back?
I think the biggest thing is just focusing on myself. Doing the things that I know that would get me to a good place mentally where I can perform is really important. Just worrying about myself and worrying about my level and, not really worrying about outside noise too much.
Right. So on the more fun side of things, do you guys have any cool rituals or traditions that you guys do before competing or on the way to CAAs?
Yeah, we have a couple of traditions. I wouldn't say they're fun, but one thing that you guys might notice that if you come out and see us play is we have all of the guys will be wearing teal tape, either around their wrists or ankle or whatever. And something cool that we do is we write all the team's initials on the teal tape and a word that we want to try use for that day to focus on, and we wrap that around and wear us. So it's like playing for each other and playing for the team.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, what a cool supportive thing to do. Okay, so finally, ending on a positive note, what is the best piece of advice that you've received from a coach or teammate that you're going to be taking into conference with you?
Yeah, I think over my few years I've received a lot of good advice. Our head coach has a lot of words of wisdom. Our assistant coach, Taylor, not so much. But I think that one thing that our head coach always likes to say is motion creates emotion, and that's important when trying to get yourself going and getting the team going, trying to create motion so you can get emotion.
Right, that makes sense. Well, that wraps up all the time we have for questions today. Reece, thank you so much for coming out and sharing with us. And we wish you the best of luck at the rest of your matches this season, but especially over the long weekend of April 27th when you compete at the CAAs. Seahawks, make sure to mark your calendars for the upcoming tennis matches, including the one this Sunday at home against South Alabama. Get out there and show your Hawk pride. Back to you, Davis.
Thanks, Joy, and thanks again to Reece and UNCW Tennis for that interview. Make sure to check out all of our home events this weekend and come back next week for more Seahawk Central Sports.